Okay, so let's go through the important parts of a job announcement on usajobs.gov. This is for public federal jobs. So this specific one is an equal employment specialist opportunity with the Department of Homeland Security. So once you have the job announcement pulled up, some of the key and important parts of the job announcement is what I'm going to go over. So we know what the title is. You'll see a little summary here of the position. And if you keep scrolling, you'll get to the overview section. So some of the important things to look at in this section are the open and closing date, specifically the closing date. This is when you need to have your application submitted by. They will not accept any late application. So you want to make sure that you have your resume tailored to this specific job announcement before the closing date. You obviously want to look at the salary, make sure it's something that you're comfortable with. You want to look at the pay scale and grade as well. Now, I get asked all the time, how do I know what, package to book on your website? This section, the pay scale and grade, is what you'll look at in order to know what package to order on our website. Okay. So in this case, it's an SVG. Usually you'll see like a GS, anywhere from 9 to, through 15. And if you have questions about how this converts over into the GS, you can submit an inquiry form on our website and we'll help you with that as well. So the next, in this case, I only share remote jobs. So it is remote. Okay. So there obviously wouldn't be any travel required. It is a permanent appointment type. It's also full-time. Okay, so those are some of the key and important things to look at in the overview section. So as you continue to go along, you'll see that the job is open to the public. So that means that anybody who qualifies can apply. You continue to scroll, you'll get to the duties section. This is going to give you a little bit more details of what the duties will require of you. So you really want to read through this and make sure that you are capable of doing all of these duties or have experience doing them in the past. So we'll continue on. The next section is the requirements. This is also very important. All right. So you'll see numbered here the certain requirements that they're looking for in order to be eligible to apply for this job. Now we get to qualifications. This is very, very important. You want to read through this with a fine-tooth comb. This is really going to determine whether or not you're eligible or qualified to apply for the job. Okay, so if you don't meet these qualifications, do not apply. You will not get best qualified. Your resume will not get pulled. You want to make sure that you're meeting all of these qualifications before you apply. This section is also where you will pull some of the important keywords and phrases to incorporate in your federal resume. So these bullets here, experience performing a range of administrative and office support assignments. Somehow you want to put some of those keywords throughout your resume. Do not copy and paste, okay? Put it in your own words, but you want to make sure some of those important words like administrative, office support, are incorporated throughout your federal resume. So those bullets are very, very important. We continue to scroll. So right here in this section, they're basically telling you what they want to see in your resume. If you do not have these 3 things in your resume, they will not take you seriously. I mean, it is simple instructions. They want to see a narrative description of duties with a start and end date, including the month and the year. So in civilian resumes, you generally don't see the month, you just see the year. For this particular federal resume and this job, they want to see the month and the year for your work experience. Number 2, state the numbers of hours worked in each position. So you need to let them know if you only worked 20 hours, if it was a part-time job, list that. If you worked 40 hours, if you worked 60 hours, you need to list the number of hours that you worked for each position. Performance level. So if it was a previous federal job, you need to put the grade of that job. Okay. So those are very important things that you need to make sure are incorporated into your federal resume before you apply to this specific job. All right. All right. So continuing on, you'll see some additional information, which is also, important information to read through. You really want to read through the job announcement in its entirety. Okay. You keep scrolling, you'll see how you will be evaluated. So this is also important to know. You will be evaluated for this job based on how well you meet the qualifications above. That qualification section, once again, is very, very important. It also explains right here, best qualified, well qualified, and qualified. You always want to aim for best qualified. Okay? All right. So here's another really important part. You see the words or the phrases in bullet. You want to make sure that these key words are incorporated throughout your federal resume. This is very important. They are looking for duties of this position and must be fully supported by information in your resume. Attention to detail, data analysis, managing and organizing information, written communication. So you want these words somewhere in your federal resume, and also elaborating on how you're able to do these things. Okay, so you don't want to just list them in a bulleted skill section or anything like that. You also want to give some details on how you're able to do these tasks. Okay, why do you have good written communication? How do you show attention to detail? What are your skills for data analysis? What have you done in the past that showcases data analysis skills? So those are very, very important to incorporate in your federal resume for this specific job announcement. Now, every job announcement may not have these bullets. That's why it's really important to go back to the qualifications section here and incorporate these keywords and phrases. Okay? So you're not always going to find those bullets at the end, but that's where you're going to pull from the qualification section of the job announcement instead. But in this case, we're going to do both because what? We're aiming for best qualified. Now, I want to iterate. Please do not just throw this stuff in there if you know you cannot do it. You have to be able to prove that you're capable of completing these tasks or have done them in the past. Okay? So you want to make sure that you've actually done these skills, that you have mastered them before you just throw them in your resume. Because if you read through this and you see a few things that, okay, I don't really know how to do that. Okay, well, maybe this job announcement is not for you. Okay? All right, and so you continue to scroll down. You'll see some other important sections like required documents. I've hit on this before. Read through this. Some job announcements do require specific documents, and if you don't include those specific documents with your application, you will not get best qualified and you will be passed on. Okay? Of course, how to apply, you apply via usajobs.gov. They want to see your resume. You will do the self-assessment questionnaire. And then, supporting documents that are required that were listed above. All right. So this was just a quick tutorial on how to really read through a usajobs.gov job announcement and kind of figure out if you qualify, and if you do, where to look to incorporate those important keywords and phrases throughout your federal resume. Of course, you guys, if you have any questions, you can always submit an inquiry form on our website, www.usajobshire.net. Peace.